Hello everyone. Today I will be simplifying a topic from our monthly magazine, that is India's semiconductor ecosystem. So what you can expect from this lecture is, first we'll see what is the relevance of this particular topic with respect to the UPSC PYQs. Then we'll see the context of this particular topic and then we'll get into the particulars of this topic, right? So let's start with the PYQ. So this was the question that was asked in last year's mains. India aims to become a semiconductor manufacturing hub. What are the challenges faced by the semiconductor industry in India? Mention the salient feature of the India semiconductor mission, right? Now, as we get into the lecture, we'll try and answer this question too. Now, let's see the context of this particular topic. So, this topic was in news because India is designing its first 2 nanometer chip at its facility in Bangalore. Now, you may think how a chip and a semiconductor is connected, right? It's a relevant question. So let me give you a very simple analogy. How for a human brain, there are billions of neurons that are working as a messenger, right? Similarly, for our electronics, the chip is the brain and the transistors, which are made up of semiconductors, are the neurons which are sending the messages. I hope that made sense. Now, the 2 nanometer chip, the size of the chip matters because the smaller the chip, the better efficiency it has. So, it has applications in advanced AI, defense, communication space, etc. Right? Now we'll see what a semiconductor is. Semiconductor is a material whose electrical conductivity lies between a conductor and an insulator. Right? We can control how well it conducts electricity by changing the temperature, voltage, or by adding small amounts of other materials called doping. Now, this property is used in a transistor so that it can act as a switch. I think this much information is enough for this topic, right? Now we'll see why the semiconductor ecosystem has become so important for everyone, right? So as you know, this is digital age. Everything is digital, right? And AI is advancing so much. So semiconductor is the backbone of all modern electronics, and the global industry is projected to hit $1 trillion by 2030. Now, the problem here is the global supply chain of chip manufacturing is controlled by very few countries. Like Taiwan controls 60% of the total chips and 90% of the most advanced ones. And the rest of the supply chain is controlled by South Korea, Japan, USA, and China. Now, you can see the risk here, right? Any one of these countries pulls the plug of their supply chain, the rest of the world comes to the halt. Now, the world has realized this risk and wants to diversify their supply chains. And India wants to seize this opportunity. India wants to become a global manufacturing chip manufacturing hub, right? And that will also support Atmanirbhar Bharat. Now, we see obviously this idea is very noble and the motive behind is also very noble. But let's see what India has been doing for that. India's response is, India has launched India Semiconductor Mission in 2021. It's a very ambitious project that it has 4 pillars that covers the entire chip's journey, like from designing to packaging and testing. For designing, we have Design Linked Incentive Scheme that focuses on creative aspect of a chip design. Then manufacturing, we have Semiconductor Fab Scheme. It supports the fabrication of silicon wafers, because right now we are importing so much from China and Germany. So this will help curb that. Then for packaging and testing, we have ATMP OSAT scheme, that is assembly, testing, packaging, and this is the last stage. This whole thing covers the whole manufacturing of a chip. Then the last aspect is the display fab scheme. So this will support the manufacturing of the LCD and LED displays, right? So this whole India Semiconductor Mission covers the manufacturing aspect of the scheme, right? Ecosystem, right? Now we'll see, manufacturing isn't just enough, right? We will also need a skilled workforce. And for that, let's see what India has been doing. India has been arranging Semicon India conferences that connects global experts and investors. Then there have been some initiatives like AICTE has updated its curriculum to match the industry standards. Then there are smart labs, which is training 1 lakh of engineers. Then there is chip to startup scheme for VLSI and embedded design. This whole aspect covers the skill development of this ecosystem, right? Then there are also global collaborations like India-US initiative or critical and emerging technologies like in semiconductors, AI, quantum technologies, right? Now, for every scheme, there are some challenges, and this particular ecosystem also has some challenges. And let's see that. First is obviously weak R&D and very few patents. As we know, India is spending very less, like 0.3% of our GDP goes into the R&D. So that's why we have very few patents, and we have to rely on foreign patents, foreign R&D for that. So this is a challenge. Next is India is still focusing on a older chip manufacturing, that is more than 20 nanometer chips. The size of the chips we are manufacturing right now is more than 20 nanometers, and in world is moving towards 2 nanometer and 3 nanometer chips. And just now we are just developing first chip that is less than 2 nanometers, right? So that is a challenge. Next is dependence on imports of vapors and chemicals. As we have seen, the silicon vapor that is needed for a transistor to make, we are importing that from China. So we need to enhance that aspect also. Then there is high capital cost and slow approvals. This startup, like for manufacturing a chip, the we need billions and billions of dollars. So that is a very risky business. And obviously the red tapeism, the projects are in pipeline for years and years. So that increases and pile up the cost. Next is export restriction and geopolitical risk. As we know, even for the chip manufacturing, we need the equipments, and that equipments we have to buy from either China or US. And if they curb the export of that particular equipment, our manufacturing will be stopped, right? So that is a risk. Next is the sustainability concern. As we know, the chip manufacturing need requires a very high amount of energy and high amount of water too. So that is a risk. Now let's see what can be done. What is the way forward? So the way forward, obviously, we have to boost our R&D, we have to boost our patent ecosystem, we have to give enough funds and encourage our youth to be in R&D, right? Then to curb the dependence on one particular country for equipments, we can join strategic alliances like Chipcode, like where US, Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan are there. This will secure our supply chains, and we don't have to rely on one particular country, right? Then we have to build local supply chains for vapors and packaging. Then we have to focus on green manufacturing, where we have to reuse water, we have to use renewable energy so that this whole ecosystem becomes sustainable, right? Then we also have to expand our skilled manpower and hands-on training. That will enhance the whole ecosystem, right? Now we'll conclude this particular topic. As we know, semiconductors are the new age oil. It is the oil of the digital age. Whoever controls the chips controls the future. India's semiconductor mission is not just about the chips. It's about India's strategic autonomy. It's about economic growth, and it's about technical sovereignty. So as we have seen the particular PYQ in the first slide, we can answer that particular PYQ using this all aspects of this particular topic, and we can conclude that topic with such kind of conclusions, right? I hope I made this topic clear for you guys. Thank you.